For that, I was actually in a sketch show, and I was doing stand-up comedy before COVID shut everything down. So I had I had a lot of artistic outlets. When all that shut down, I didn't have anything, and my friend said, "Hey, you really need to get on this new app called TikTok and just, you know, start doing anything." And he was the one. His name is David. He's from the Bay Area. Shout out, active poet. He suggested that I just go on TikTok and just give people tips from the ER. Yeah.
And that's how it all started.
Yeah,
So,
that's
and
how
so
it all
how did
started.
you learn, TikTok, or any of these other channels? I mean, you didn't have a technical background. You weren't. Um, how did you know how to navigate these platforms?
I just opened it up and I learned. TikTok is very user friendly, and I think they did that on purpose. So I mean, I just opened up and I started recording myself, and I just posted up my first video, tips from the ER. I think it was only like 20 15 20 seconds. I didn't even say much. I just told people to drink more water.
So, and now this idea for tips from the ER, was that David's idea, or was this your idea? And how did you sort of then let this idea bloom?
Yeah, well, I mean, David was in LA, and we were just talking. I would tell him random things about the ER that he just thought, oh my god, I never knew that. I'm like, really? That sounds pretty like mundane information to me. So he said, yeah, why don't you just get on TikTok and like say that. Um, so I did, and then I called it tips from the ER. I didn't want to make it advice from the ER. I was really trying to you know, I didn't want people to think that like this is that you should take this as gospel, right? This is just like for fun. Um, yeah, and then when it happened, I think motherfucker kind of just slipped out of my mouth, and it just stuck.
How do brands contact you? If somebody wants to hire Stephen Ho to, to support their brand, how would they even get in touch with you? And what types of brands have you, or maybe you can even name some specific examples of brands that you've actually worked with.
Yeah, so they will email. I have a business email that's attached to all my social media, so they'll just email them directly. But my manager, who's also my sister, does a really good job at reaching out to these companies and just saying like, "Hey, this is Stephen Ho. He's got this many followers. This is who he is. Are you interested in working together?" So she was able to reach out and get brands like GoodRx, Liquid IV to give us some brand deals. In terms of people who have come to me, we just recently finished one with California Department of Public Health, where we try to promote the vaccines, try to get people vaccinated.
Awesome.
Did one with Manscaped,
Of course.
yeah, like everyone does. And I would like little other things. Like there was like an app for like investing, a bunch of There's a lot of air purifier companies who really want to do brand deals.
So when you work with a brand, I'm curious, how do they measure success? Like, are they giving you a URL to track? Are they telling you what to say? Or do you actually still retain artistic freedom? Like, how does that interaction work?
They're all different. They're all different. Some brands will say, "Hey, just you know, take the money and just go for it. Make the video, send us the product." And some brands like they want things specifically. So, like CDPH, for example, didn't want me to cuss, and they wanted to see the script beforehand. They didn't want emojis, which I love to use in my tips from the ER videos. And it went through like a couple rounds of editing and making sure like, oh, is he allowed to say this? Is this okay? As opposed to like Manscaped, which just said, yeah, just do whatever. We don't care.
In your videos, it comes across as very, light and fun and energetic, but the reality is that you're working really hard. These aren't just off the cuff things for the most part. You're putting a lot of thought, energy, and time into your work, which maybe comes out as a 30-second clip, but there's hours of work that go into that. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, some of these TikToks are like 10 seconds long, but it takes, a couple hours to just come up with the idea, write it out, film it again and again. Because, of course, you're never going to like the first three takes. So you can do it over and over again. Then you got to come up with a caption, like some clever joke to put into it. Yeah. I mean, it's just, there's a lot that goes into it.
Important question. Besides, obviously, everybody should be following Stephen Ho on social media. Who else should we be following on social media? Who do you think is awesome that everybody should be following?
Oh man, there's a lot of really great people. Like some of the people I mentioned earlier, like Jeannie Weenie, she does a lot of flight attendant comedy. Uh, the One Shoe relationship comedy I love. Linda Dong, fellow active poet, rapper from the Bay Area.
Do you have any advice for people who are thinking that they want to become a social media influencer?
You gotta jump in. I started with an iPhone 7, iPhone 8, I think. I tell people this all the time. It's like, oh yeah, you know, people always say like I have to wait like the right camera or I have to wait till like I get the right equipment. I did it with an iPhone 7. Like you could just start,
Yeah,
doing anything, you know. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I think people have like this they have like mixed feelings about social media. Some people think, oh, it doesn't make you actors, especially actors think that, oh, on social media doesn't make you a real actor, right? But it's like, dude, I mean, it could probably help you. Like, look at Addison Rae, right? She
Yeah,
blew up on social media, and now she gets a movie. What?
absolutely. No, absolutely. Uh, and so, well, speaking of which, so you've actually transitioned a bit where you now have a really exciting stand-up comedy career.
Yeah, I mean, when I started doing comedy, I felt like maybe this is what I needed all along. I don't know if I needed like an entire theater production. Maybe I just wanted to hear myself talk by myself on stage.
So really, it was your theater background plus your social media work that really have added up into helping you with stand-up comedy. Is that accurate?
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. I think the theater helped a lot. People always ask me like, "Oh, you seem pretty comfortable on stage," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's because the theater training."
So I have to ask though, would you ever return to doing theater?
I tell myself I would I want to and I would, but I think I don't know. It has to be a pretty good opportunity at this point because I'm so like like all this stuff is it's taking over my life. I'm so busy. Just to step away from this would have to be a pretty good opportunity. But theater's always been like my first love, you know. So it would be a dream come true if like I could do it and still keep the social media thing going.
All right. Well, Stephen, what is next? Do you have any upcoming events or performances that people can see you?
I have a weekly comedy show in LA at the Hollywood Comedy, and we are currently booking venues around the country, try to get into like Texas. I'm currently talking to some people in San Jose, San Francisco, and possibly Arizona. So we're trying to go on a mini tour starting 2022.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great, Stephen. Well, and why don't you actually give a shout out for your social media handles as well?
Yeah, they're all STEVEIOE, Stevio, across the board. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook too. I think I have we're closing in on 100,000 Facebook followers.
Wow, that's so awesome. Well, Stephen, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Um, I definitely learned a lot, and I think our audience has as well. So we will keep an eye on your career, and best of luck.
Yeah, man. Thanks. It was fun.